This is the Black Creative Handbook with your host, Kassandra Lauren Gordon, looking at the process stories, not just the success stories. You need to look at the process to know what success is. Hope I got that right. So I'm here today with a mini episode just to you know, break up the rhythm of doing these longer, long form podcast episodes just to talk about something very important. And what I want to talk to you about is how not to lose. And I thought about this idea the other day. I was walking in Shepherd's Bush, London, West London, and it just came to me. Usually when you walk or you do some movement, ideas just come to my head. And there's a lot of research when movement helps with ideas and epiphanies and aha moments. And I was walking near Shepherd's Bush Market, and I was thinking, surrender your timeline. Why are you always rushing to get somewhere? Surrender your timeline, meaning just not lose. I've been doing strategies in my life where I'm just bound to lose. And I'm like, why should I do that? I need to have the strategy and the mindset and keep on having the strategy and the mindset to win. You might be thinking, okay, Kassandra, where are you going? And there's 3 things I want to talk to you about how not to lose, especially being a creative. Because being a creative, I'm making money, because the average in the UK of people making money as a creative is about 9 grand. That's the average salary for artists. Yeah. So obviously being above that, and I live in London, I am just going to tell you or suggest 3 ways of how not to lose as a creative. So number 1 is surrender your timeline. Hear me out. I know people say to you to have SMART goals. I know people say things have to be time-bound. Yes. Have the time of where you ideally want to be within your goals or your deadline or this piece of work. But don't be too gung-ho on it. And the reason I say that, because when I've been like, this is my timeline, this is where I want to get something done by, and I miss the timeline, I guess sometimes disheartened. And that affects my confidence and should I do it again or execute the idea? Sometimes things might not be in your timeline. You just got to accept it, and you just got to move on. Move on and push through. That is the main thing with surrender to your timeline. Look, I spent a lot of time before I was 21 years old. This is where I want to be when I'm 21. When I was 25, this is where I'm going to be when I'm 25. Got to do this, and this. Oh my God, I spent like up from 28 to 30 years old thinking, this is what I'm supposed to be at 30. I'm a failure. I haven't done this, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. I turned 30. Did anything happen to me? No. So I wasted a lot of time. A lot of my time and tears and headache and anxiety trying to force things which I was not ready for. I didn't put myself in positions for. But all I can do is just work through it and push through and just be tunnel vision in what I want to do and just block out the noise. Surrender. I surrender to you. I surrender to the higher power, whoever you believe in. I surrender to the timeline and just let me do my stuff, because I might be quicker or I might be a bit slower, but I'll get there. And having that vision is very important. So protect your vision and surrender to your timeline. The second thing I want to talk about is about committing to the process. You might have a lot of people out there in these streets, a lot of consultants, a lot of courses, like, if you follow my steps, if you do it for X amount of money, you will be successful. Now, I'm not saying that success doesn't leave clues. However, you can't 100% replicate what's just always in these get rich fast courses and these monthly groups and all that kind of stuff. Everyone has different circumstances, different bank accounts, different networks. It's not always as easy. So if you commit to your process, if you know in your heart that this is where you want to go and that's a certain goal as a creative, you commit to it no matter how long it takes, which links to the first point where I was saying, surrender to the timeline. Surrender what you think. Have it as a plan, but you can always move it and be compassionate to yourself. Commit to the process takes time. Especially when you see things are not working, you're like, oh, how come that person's gone so far and I haven't, or something like that. And now I get older, I'm like, I can't do that. Just commit to it. So that you can show tangible markers. You have your measurements, like, okay, this I am today, this I am this week. What was your markers to show that you're showing progress? And if it doesn't work, let's be honest, fail fast. If it doesn't work, what do? You move on and carry on, and you commit to the process. That's what you do. Okay. My third point is discipline. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, discipline. It is tricky because I'm looking at the scales, boy. I'm talking about creative. I'm looking at the scales, looking at my weight. I put on a bit of weight. That's too much information, but I'm going to lose it. It's a discipline go to gym. I stopped going to gym for like 3 weeks, Boy, I'm telling you, the weight loves me, but I don't love the weight. Need the weight off. Anywho, let's get back to the creative business about discipline. Whether you feel it, I know some of the creatives, and you might see, musicians like, oh, if I take certain drug or I had a dream and the inspiration comes to me and feels to me. There's writers like Stephen King who are prolific. You just got to sit down and write, and type. You got to do the hard work. You got to do when you don't feel like it. And that is the discipline. That's where the love for self, for yourself. Because if you don't stick to what you do, you've seen everyone has their goals, everyone doing their artist stuff, everyone's doing their thing. You have to be committed to you. When you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. So sometimes you might not have goals like saying, well, I'm going to get this contract or X amount of projects by the end of the year. But you might say, if I, reach out to 10 contacts, do 10 emails a day, I don't know, 5 social media posts, something which you can control. What are the goals that you can control and keep to that? And then that will have a snowball effect, a compound effect into your bigger goals, what you really want. And hopefully you can reach it in your timeline, your desired timeline. You should have soft timelines and hardball timelines. So I hope you can understand that. So in essence, everything what I'm saying about how not to lose, because we want everyone in this community, the Black Creative Handbook community, to win, we need to make sure that we surrender to our timelines. We commit to the process 100%. Yeah? When I mean 100, not that I can't be asked, I just do half. If you get half, you get half-assed, and you get half-assed results. Are you in or like when you say you're going to commit to marry someone and you're at the altar and you're like, I might want to, no. You get divorced. You commit 100%. Well, in theory, everyone's supposed to commit, right? For better, for worse. And the last thing is making sure that you're disciplined. Consistency is important. And I've been talking about this since last year. Like, it's halfway through the year now, or just over halfway through the year. Have you kept to your goals? Because I know when it's December and January, everyone's like, new me, new you, new me, new you. What about tomorrow is a new day and I'm starting again. Me and new day at the gym. And be consistent. As the weight might not drop off as how much I want to, but the main thing is like I go there every day, or at least 6 times a week, at least do my cardio. I say, might be a thing, but at least I do my cardio though. At least I do my cardio, my hour cardio every 6 times a week. At least I do that, and some weight will come off. So excess will just drip off of me, drip. Yeah, man. I'm just so thankful. It's been probably 2 years doing this podcast, on and off, trying to be consistent. I think the most thing I've been consistent through for the last kind of year or so is doing this podcast. So I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the listeners and growing and people helping me. I'm trying to make this podcast better, everything. So in the next month or so, you're going to see some major changes. I'm so excited. So thank you so much for your love and support. I really appreciate it. You help me grow and you help other people grow in the growth. I appreciate you. Until next time, speak soon.